like saying, "Hey, we're live." Okay. I know for you and me, this is our second time, well, watching this together, but StreamYard, that's why I said the second I hit fucking end this, I'm downloading stuff because I don't know what happened last time, but it is what it is. It's technology for you. It always doesn't work out accordingly. But we are officially on episode 8, and we'll start working on season 2. So what is the name of episode 8?
Episode 8, We Shall Live Forever. That's going to have really significant meaning in this episode.
And like per usual, what I've learned is that to stop sharing screen because I'm pretty sure this episode starts off with a good 5-minute sex scene, so I won't be able to show a lot.
Yeah, you'll have to
Um,
forgive us on that, but I mean, again, we did warn
yeah,
you guys from the beginning, and if you haven't figured it out by now, as you've been doing these rewatches, this is Skinamax, man. This is a Skinamax original series.
yeah,
It does have a plot, it does have characterization, it does have a lot of action, but it
yeah,
also stays true to its original form, and there is a lot of tits and ass and sex scenes in this
yeah.
show.
So, well, you're gonna see my cursor right now, and after I press play, you'll see me stop sharing screen. But you see my cursor right now. You ready to play?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and go. There we go. And I'm
Oh wow!
oh
Right into the opening
okay.
credits.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
So I thought it would be
interesting.
that's the first time we don't see some kind of action scene or a sex scene, but all right, I'll allow it.
No cold open or no
Yeah,
in media res like in the middle of things. You
yeah,
just go straight into.
yeah.
So what happened in the previous week?
Oh god, to remember now because we're doing this out of sync, which won't happen again. But
Okay, I'll
uh,
I'll handle it.
oh
So
yeah,
in the previous week, uh, Anna had made a deal with her dad because the kid is sick. She's going to give up the diamonds and give up Hood. She manages to trick Hood into a hotel room where she drugged him and cuffed him. Simultaneously, a couple of random robbers run
yeah,
afoul of the Banshee police department and wind up taking a school hostage. And of course, because it's got to keep it within the family, Deva gets becomes one of those hostages, as does the mayor's wife. And Hood is nowhere to be found. Hood gets rescued by Job. Rabbit walks away empty-handed, and of course, Hood goes in and saves the day.
yeah.
Unfortunately, all right, so now we're in a heavy sex scene.
That's so I got it
Unfortunately,
wrong. After the credits, there's a heavy
it was
sex scene,
after the
and Hood
opening
is
scene.
goddamn.
Yeah,
It
Hood
makes
don't play around. Hood is definitely not what some chicks refer to as a soft fuck. Like
yeah.
he might cuddle afterwards, but he's gonna put you through the ringer during it. He's gonna give you that good Homelander
You
shit.
know, and as you mentioned with the actors and stuff, like she was holding both her hands against the fucking metal frame, and that whole bed was rocking. Like
Yeah, it
that,
was.
that's some
Yeah, it
great
was.
acting.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's
Christ.
good stuff. So the last week's episode culminated in Hood saving the day, and because of course it was Deva and the guilt that she felt for putting him in that situation, uh,
Yeah,
Anastasia Carey Hopewell goes to see Hood at his place and decides that the best way to say I'm sorry is to give you some
mm,
good hard sex.
you know,
So
uh,
she was like, "Yeah, I know my daughter just got rescued
yeah,
and I should be home with my family, but I'm gonna go fuck my ex boyfriend
yeah,
all night long." So,
you
and
know,
that's where we're at right now. Oh, and one other thing,
yeah,
Rabbit watched the news because the news was there and
yeah,
got to see both Anna and Hood on the news screen and knows that they are in Banshee. So he
yeah.
sends his number one guy.
I can
All
tell
right.
you one thing. This is one of the scenes where it makes you wonder because we're cutting back and forth. It's like were they having sex one time or cutting out of sex scenes, or like they having sex, cut
I
away,
think it
having
was like
sex,
I
cut
think it
away.
was like I think it was like one of those all day fuck sessions,
Yeah.
which you may not be familiar with, but like for
Oh
those of
no.
us who have a lot of testosterone, like we'll
Mm.
bang a chick, take a little rest, bang her again, get
Yeah,
something to eat, pee,
that's
get
what
back
actual
in.
men do.
Yeah, that's what real men do. I mean, sorry. I
Well,
mean, we might be toxic. We might be toxic assholes full of testosterone, but we don't mind, spending all day long giving it because chicks can just go and go.
yeah.
The
Uh,
worst thing you could do is fall asleep. You know,
nah. Or in my case, usually cry afterwards. So,
I think you can
but
share some of this now.
well, like I said, it's just easier when I do this stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna
Oh,
overlay the
right, right,
episode.
right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm
No,
sorry. I forgot. I'm sorry.
but
So what we're
so
looking at here, we got the
Becca.
gorgeous Lily Simmons. Rebecca is
Yeah.
now being shunned by the people.
As she's being shunned back to that, there's something about Carrie that between the fuck sessions that when Hood is laying down, she is, you noticing it's a small thing and kind of tender, but whatever. She is noticing and kind of like worrying about like seeing all these new scars on his back and his body that weren't there before. So
Yeah.
it's to me, it's hitting that much more home to her. Like, yo, this dude, he's been through some shit the last 15 years. you know,
Yeah.
he's a fucking broken man mentally and physically. He's still a badass, but yo, he's been while you were playing housewife, this guy was fucking fighting to stay alive and getting cut up and shit. Come on.
I mean, that's interesting that you mentioned that because if you juxtapose that against what's going to happen later on in this episode, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's definitely you could call that a bit of foreshadowing. So yeah, so
hey,
the family shuns Rebecca from the Amish people, and
yeah,
not without some tears. The mom's not happy. I
yeah,
mean, and they're not pulling out guns and knives and drugs and dope out of her stuff. They found like a Cosmopolitan
mm,
magazine and some makeup,
you
and that was
whore,
enough. You
you
whore,
heathen.
you whore, you dirty whore.
Yeah. And I've seen actually Amish people recently when I went back to my old apartment where they do have the orange reflectors in the back of their wagons because at some point it still is the modern era. We have cars, and if you're gonna have your horse and bug at nighttime, you gotta put reflectors up because cars will hit your stupid ass and run you the fuck over. So you have to have at some point some modern technology. You can't. This isn't
Yeah,
1800s here. Well, but yeah, we're back to Hood and good old Anna and Carrie, and of course, poor Gordon yet again.
man,
Just
I'm
poor.
Team Gordon. I am Team Gordon all the way, man. Poor Gordon. So
Yeah,
yeah, Hood's spitting some pretty good game at her right now. It's this is the quality of writing in this show. Is like you can side to a certain degree with Anna. Like she's like this. We were criminals. We live this kind of life. I'm a gangster's daughter. Things like that. And so this is her kind of happy ending. And Hood has inserted
yeah,
himself. He is giving the argument that I personally believe in,
mhm,
which is, this is just some fake thing that you made. This isn't real. The real thing is we really are criminals. We really are
mm,
gangsters. Like this thing that you're doing is this was your hideaway.
yeah,
This was never supposed to be something that was permanent.
yeah. No, I and agree with that with Hood, where the whole like, hey, this is, you can't change who you are and what you are, and she's living a whole life like, oh, yeah, I'm Susie housewife now. Like, no, you're not.
To protect. It's my family.
Again, Anthony Starr pulled out the Homelander. It's my
Woo!
family,
Woo!
but. But I've had different women I felt that way about, like poor Hood. He's like, there's no world without you and me in it, and just everything. But and he says the line right there where I knew she was mine from the moment I saw her.
She's yours.
Anna is the very definition of alpha widow.
Yeah,
She's had the alpha good dick, the main guy, this toxic asshole, right? And this beta guy. And you know what? Fucking Gordon's not really a beta. And like I said, we're gonna find out in later seasons. Gordon is all about it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? But because he has a 401k and because he has a good, regular job and because he is a pillar of the community and, he's a Dudley Do Right type guy. I mean, yeah, he has a
yeah,
bad shoulder wound from being in the Marines and, he probably draws a disability check to a certain degree. And
yeah,
he's probably seen some shit. In fact, I know he has.
yeah,
And he smokes weed in the fucking shower and stuff like that. He's a
yeah,
good dad, he's a good husband, but she's an alpha widow. And for those of you
yeah,
unfamiliar with that term, alpha widows, like after they've had the most alpha male or a couple different alpha males, the regular good guy that they go to find peace and security and stuff with, they never live up to him.
yeah,
And when the alpha male drifts back into their life, they'll always let him back in. How do I know that? Because
yeah,
I'm a fucking alpha male and I've done that many
yeah.
times. Many,
And
many times.
And that entire scene is powerful on both ends because he's like, "This was my family. This is my daughter," and she gives him this big explanation, and he's like, "I don't want to hear this." And she's like, "No," because of course he goes, "Well, Gordon must have known it wasn't hers," and she's like, "Well, I told him the father was dead, so he raised her like his own." But she's like, "Listen, I was poor. I was broke. I was pregnant, and I was afraid because if I did fence the diamonds, Rabbit would find me in a heartbeat. So." Gordon was fresh out of the Marines. I mean, it's the Marines, but still, he did serve. And she's like, he was there for me. He protected me. And she's like, and she says that like, I didn't fall for him. I was waiting for you. But how many? I mean, it's been 15 fucking years. You can't, it's she built her life after 15 years. She had a
I
second
mean, of
kid.
course, yes, dude. But I mean, I would venture an argument that she was probably looking in that first couple weeks. Like chicks, this is the thing, man. Chicks, especially hot chicks, they always have an out. They're not
Mhm.
going to a homeless shelter. They're not going on the streets. If they don't go back to mom and dad, they'll always find
Yeah,
another guy they can hitch their wagon to.
yeah.
You've already turned me into rap.
You've already turned me into rabbit. Damn. Cold blooded. If you don't, I'll kill you myself. Ooh,
Woo!
Jesus.
For a lot of chicks, I would take that as an idle threat. But Anna,
Yeah.
I would put Anna. Whatever else her faults are, she's a very complicated character. Whatever
Now,
else her problems are, she's definitely a,
uh,
a force to be
yeah.
reckoned with, as we're going to find out in this episode.
Now, maybe it's because my own personal shit the past few months, what I've gone through. But if I'm in a hood situation, I would have said, you know what, I'm fucking out of here. Like enough already. I mean, she obviously, dude, you just fucked her brains out. Nothing is
Yeah,
working. She gave you up to her goddamn father. At some point, hood man, it's time to let it go, man. I
cut,
mean,
sling,
it's
load. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't be much of a show if he did, though, would it?
no, I'm just so. I mean, at this point, what's he got to stay for? I mean, his whole life was her. It's like no matter what happens, she may just fuck you, get out of her system, but she's loyal to Gordon and her family, and she already proved that. She will, and she has already sold you out to Rabbit. I mean, it's gonna happen again.
What's your thoughts on Oleg not only getting the drop on her, but like showing up in a fucking wife beater tank top? Do you think he banged that cute waitress from the night before or something, and he just like
I mean,
was
boyhood is like now you would know
woo
this more than me. How easy is it to fucking break a windshield with the butt of a gun?
extremely.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah,
I've never.
I made a slick comment to one of the U.S. Marshals that picked me up one time, and he broke my fucking nose with the butt of his gun. Barely even
Yeah, yeah.
just gave me one of those.
Yeah, because I've always heard that it's like, and you probably know more than me that the whole like putting your fucking fist through a windshield is movie, not real life. But
A windshield or the glass on the car door. That because those
okay,
are two different kind of glass.
oh yeah, good point. But yeah, good old Becca's going to see her
The
uncle.
Kai, the Kai.
Yeah,
Yeah, so they got a lot in common. They're both kind of shunned by that society. I mean, I kind of feel like her having makeup in a beauty magazine is a little different than him beating the fuck out of somebody with a ball peen hammer. But hey,
yeah,
you know, tomato,
yeah.
tomato.
What the
Um,
elders condemn my actions, of
yeah,
course.
but
Yeah,
they picked so good. I mean, listen, I hate to keep sounding like a simp for her, but they picked so good making her uh this character
mm,
because she kind of has that exotic look,
yeah,
like that she could like it's like strangely exotic even though it's kind of midwestern, you know, or northwest, whatever you want to call it,
yeah.
northeast. So cuz that's Pennsylvania's more northeast, right?
Well, you know what? Yeah, I remember like back when I used to actually like Stern, but Stern would talk about what made Trump so successful and popular. But to his credit, and I will always back this because I think I've seen it firsthand. Maybe you have. That Trump would make jokes like, hey, listen, Angelina Jolie, she's a 7, or like, what about Scarlett Johansson? She's probably like a 6.5. And Stern's like, you fucking nuts. And Trump's like, you know how many women out there, just average everyday waitresses, barmaids, hotel fucking clerks, are hotter than most women you've seen in beauty pageants and on TV. And man, I don't know. I've met some women in my life where I tell them it, but of course they don't believe me and shit. I'm like, listen, sweetheart, you could be in fucking. I've seen you like with your hair down or something, or you dressed up, and I've known girls who are friends, and they could be in legit like fucking swimsuit model magazines, and you're just like, oh, I'm not good looking. I'm like, you're a fucking 10 out of 10, and there's some pretty hot chicks out there that don't know they're hot chicks.
Commercial.
So
Yep,
I
right here.
pause
Go.
that.
Go.
Okay,
Go go go.
all right, is Rabbit here?
But he's
Yeah,
coming. He is coming.
good old Oleg. Yeah, so look at those phones. They were kind of like between the flip phones and smartphones. Those were like early smartphones.
Yeah.
He's a sadistic fucking murderer. He loved you. We all did.
I
How's
like
his
this. I I love how they I love how they do this. They're little because we're gonna find out here shortly that the 3 of them were basically they were
Hmm,
basically like a crew. They were basically like a rip-off crew. And they
yeah,
have a lot of the dialogue they have between them. They
hmm,
kind of fall back into that. Kind of how like
yeah,
me, you, and Enzo will do stuff, and we kind of fall back into those habits each time we do a stream or we do a discussion or whatever. So yeah,
yeah,
Rebecca getting to see how the other half lives. God, look at her in that
hmm,
dress. Just a
yeah,
simple house dress, and she's like,
hmm,
oh, a blender. This takes like a on the farm. This takes like a big jug, and I like the first thing she goes to is to find his Walther PPK and like pull that
hmm.
out.
No, I mean, I don't know much about guns. Like, how effective is a gun that size? Because I'm used to movies seeing a big fucking Magnum Glock kind of gun, thinking that's all that matters with handguns. Like,
It's like anything else. It's a small gun.
uh,
It's usually a 9 millimeter or a 380. God, he's so creepy. He is so
I
creepy.
I want to see one scene where he blinks. Dude, we're 8 episodes in.
I wanna, yeah. We also noticed he never eats or drinks. You ever notice that through the whole series?
He doesn't
Never see
sleep.
him eat or drink.
Yeah,
Um, this show again. I've said this before. I'll say it again. This show is so good at doing multi-layered storylines
yeah,
that you can, because it's showing you that the progression of Gordon just getting worse and worse. Like,
yeah,
okay, she's still not answering her phone. She's still not home. We just had a family emergency. Our daughter was just in a hostage situation and she's fucking not home. She's keeping secrets. And he's getting more and more upset, tearing the house apart, like trying to find, what is going on.
yeah,
He's so close to the answer, but he can't figure it out because it really makes no sense. It
yeah.
makes no sense.
We go to New York. We take him out. We storm.
I mean, right here, this is Carrie and Hood having a difference of opinion. Hood basically saying, "We go to Rabbit, we take him out," and she's like, "Yeah, we can't, but kill Oleg." And at this point, the smart thing would be to kill Oleg, but
I
but
mean, Hood's not wrong. It's just that, his way of doing things over the last 15 years has always been okay, let's go on the attack because as you know in the joint, you can't just sit back and like bide your time cuz
yeah,
they're going to keep coming for you. So you have to go on the offensive. And that's what he wants to do, but she's been hiding for 15 years and that's been successful. So that's
yeah.
her solution. She's trying to figure out another way to hide.
Man, he gives the whole speech about her, her carrying a fucking gun in her purse. She's always been on guard. She's obviously been training, and he's like, You've been hiding." So she has been hiding, but she's also not fully prepping, but she's been prepping to a degree, but definitely not as this room smells of sex. Damn, is it still adultery if your marriage is a lie? But yeah, definitely she's had 15 years to prepare herself a lot better than she has, though. That could be easily
But
debated.
it's like anything else. You can prepare yourself as much as you want, and until you jump off that precipice, until you take that leap, you don't really know. And of course, this episode is very transformative for her. I know I'm shooting a bunch
Yeah.
of big words. People are like, "Why is fucking toxicity saying all these big words?" Sorry, I've been reading a lot and writing a lot, so I tend to do that. I
Yeah.
got a little thesaurus. Believe it or not,
It,
English lit major kids.
it, it
So
has been proven that reading will increase your vocabulary. Oh,
Very true. So she's got these tools, but she's also, she's waited. And like I said, hiding has been working for her.
yeah,
She'd have been just as happy, waiting. She could have been like 80 years old and still have a Glock in her purse.
yeah.
And again, Hood gets out and it's like automatic. He wants to. I love the I love the fact he's got all this shit going on and Rebecca still wants to come and jump on his dick.
Keep an eye on him. All right.
It's
That's
like,
that's it.
hey,
That's it for you. The messed up part is if Carrie wasn't there and Oleg, he'd probably fuck her. Just why not? I banged my ex-wife or my ex-girlfriend 5 times last night. I got some more room in the tank. You damn Chad, you.
for her,
You're
anything.
never too
I
tired.
Yeah. Oh, I would bang her on my wedding day. I don't care.
Like what? Where the hell's Wes? He's 5 minutes late. Hold on.
Be on my way. Taking Rebecca home real quick.
That
That's a
dirty
beautiful
ass.
weapon. That is a beautiful weapon.
What kind of gun is that?
That is an Inox or Enox, depending on how you Inox Beretta
Okay.
92.
Hmm.
It's just like a souped up, cleaner and better looking version of the standard Beretta 9 millimeter you're used to
Yeah.
seeing. I like the
Yeah.
black one too, but I always thought that was really cool. There was a
Hmm.
TV show called 21 Jump Street, and they had a spinoff called Booker when one of the
Yeah.
main characters, Richard Grieco, got his own spinoff show for a season, and he carried that. And I always thought that was one of the coolest
Hmm.
looking guns.
Came here alone.
Interesting exchange here between Anna and Oleg, and he's saying how he loved her like a sister, but she's just like, the way you look at me and kiss me a certain way, and I know the way you really feel about me. And he's like, yeah, but he's like, bullshit. I know you love me. He's like, I do. I would have been good to you. And she just fucking nails
I
him.
guess that wasn't the right answer, was it?
You sick bitch, you went for Hood.
Doc, I should kill you right here.
Kill me. Vbimen.
He
It's kind
loves
of
her,
cool.
but he loves any loyalty to Rabbit more.
Yeah, the whole pleading with the bad guy situation. Help me, please. And he's like, you should run. Yeah, you should. But the age old, like, I should.
Whoops.
Oh, the locks, I picked them.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. She is getting torn around, boy. So we're back to natives and Kai.
Damn, we got another fucking storyline going on.
Yeah, really. Yeah, the
I
son isn't
love
happy
that
to
they
see him.
never really explain the Kai and the grandfather Native American chief guy. Like they never really explain that. You just know that there's some backstory with them. And I love that. I love that it. He doesn't. The Kai does not acknowledge or even respect his own stuff, but he knows enough to respect their
Yeah.
uh what do you call it? Not religion, but their
Well, the
beliefs,
traditions, beliefs.
the
Yeah,
traditions, and cleanse himself before he goes into the guy's area where his aura and holds his hand like a
yeah,
friend, like he's
yeah,
losing a friend. And I believe he is. I believe he's,
yeah,
because we've seen him be loyal to the people. Like we've seen him be loyal to Rebecca. We've seen him be loyal to Hood to a certain degree, and we've seen him be loyal and friendly with Sugar. You know, who he respects as men. You know,
yeah. And I can say firsthand as somebody who has been to different Native American ceremonies, been to funerals, been to weddings and stuff. The sage thing is legit, and it's people they use that stuff. It happens, but not even just in American Indian culture. A lot of cultures out there, and like you said, goodbye, Mr. Proctor. He tells his son that he was a good friend, and I hope you continue his work. But the son
Ooh.
doesn't have his dad's loyalties.
Oh, good
Hmm.
move. Man, I wish I had
Yeah.
Russell for this.
I mean, well, you probably know some of these takedowns, right, from a gun standpoint.
I know what they are. I don't know what they are called. Like everything that I
Yeah,
was taught uh was using dirty tricks, because when you're an MP, you're basically fighting all these people who have at least some kind of combat
yeah,
experience. I mean, hell, we had Navy SEALs in the military prison.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So like we're taught quick takedowns in order to create distance from the person, and stay away from them as long as you can. Um her stuff
yeah,
is more like she looks like she's trying to win the fight. But you do
yeah,
notice she keeps trying to go for that gun.
yeah,
Um don't know how, like, and some of these is like when me and my brothers would fight, it's like uh oh, that's a great line.
But you're
Yeah, I
so
hope you get that in there when you do this, because yeah, let me. You know what? It could be something like that. You could show this clip and show this whole thing,
yeah,
and someone would go, "Oh, look how woke this is," because her fighting this dude, even
yeah,
with him saying that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Why would he
100%. I
take her to
mean,
the police station?
well, it's like if you notice that the entire fight with because now we're back to back on Hood, but with Anna and Oleg is that she is trying her best to. She's using the environment. She's grabbing whatever she can. Fucking, it could be a chair, it could be a piece of glass, and ultimately she's trying to get the gun because she knows she can't overpower him. and she's at the disadvantage. So definitely go for the weapon. So yeah, Hood, he's talking to Rebecca about money. I'm not a whore. Yes, you are.
Yeah, you are. Well,
Oh
she's not a
damn.
whore. She's definitely a slut though. God bless her.
I mean, I can't tell the difference, but
You have to pay a whore.
there he is again, and he's still not blinking.
Yeah.
He's just watching her like from his
Woo!
Mercedes.
A lot
Now
of
I can.
elbow. I see she's doing a lot of elbow strikes. She's trying to
Mm,
protect her hands. Um, she's definitely
yeah,
using the environment, throwing him into stuff when she can.
yeah,
He's actually strangely a very precise fighter. You would
yeah,
think that he wouldn't be, being like muscle for Ukrainian mob. You would
yeah.
think, but he's actually uh, okay. I'm on a break. Sorry.
Okay. Now
He's
the thing I
actually a lot of.
wonder.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, so I was gonna say the thing I wonder is that because of the size and strength difference, that the fact that he did knock her the fuck out in one hit, how much is he toying with her and having fun with her? Because
That's a good point.
there is a big
Yeah,
again. I mean, I'm sure
yeah,
this guy
that's a
could.
good point.
I'm not sure this guy your physicality versus him, but it's still the point that he's got a good 50, 60 fucking pounds on her. I've been hit, you've been
Yeah.
hit. When somebody, I mean, said when somebody weighs 50 fucking pounds more than you and they hit you, that's a big difference in power. I mean, I
No,
have
you're absolutely right. Yeah,
so I mean, the fact that this fight is going on because a couple times he's decked her right in the fucking face, and the fact that she's getting
yeah,
back up, I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure you couldn't. I don't give a shit what how much training you have as a female. Muscle mass and size is a factor. At some point, you
yeah,
could have knocked her the fuck out in one hit. So,
yeah.
uh,
The last bad fight I got into was actually with my brother, and I had like 80 pounds on him, and
yeah.
I was kind of just all right. I'm back. I'm at the Amish.
See what right there.
Yep, that's right where I'm at.
So right now.
But yeah, I was kind of just like smacking hit. Yeah, play, play, play.
Okay, sorry.
Um, uh, so you know, I was kind of like smacking his stuff away. And anytime
Yeah,
that he was just kind of like throwing all these shots at me, and I was just kind of like, psh, psh, knocking him around. And the few ones that he managed to land didn't have a lot of effect. Whereas the one I got one good shot on him, but he tucked his chin in at the last second, and I hit his
oh
forehead,
yeah, here. Oh,
and
over here.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I hit him here,
that. Oh
and
shit.
but
Yeah,
I wound up making like it gave him a big goose egg, and it was just a good overhand right.
yeah.
So I'm saying that to say this, which is just like now he won the fight. He knocked out one of my teeth, got
Shit.
closed my eye down, completely closed my eye down.
Damn.
But and he has like little hands, but he has a lot of ropey muscle. So kind
Okay.
of it was
Yeah.
sort of juxtapose that against like their fight. Like he's a bigger dude. I'd be willing to bet I have like 20 pounds on him though, because he's tall. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Whereas I'm only 5'10",
yeah.
and I have a lot of like, center mass. Like you've seen some pictures of me. We're Facebook
Yeah.
friends. So like a lot of my shit tends to be like up here and in the arms and shit.
Mm,
So, but yeah, I think you are definitely on the money there. I think that he is to a certain degree toying with her, um, trying to make it last because he knows once he turns her in, that's it. So this is almost like foreplay. Like he can't like have sex with her, but like
mm,
this is like a little payback for where have you been for 15 years. But it's
yeah.
also like he's got his hands on her and he's kind of roughing her up, and it's they're kind of having fun almost. Like she was laughing a couple times. He
Yeah.
definitely wants to throw a hurting on her. Um, this is a mistake on his part, just because she is like a viper. She's very dangerous. When she finds an opening, she's gonna take it, as we're gonna see.
Mm,
So, yeah, again, but I don't know the name. He seems to be a really technical fighter,
mm,
where she has a lot of good technical skills too, but she also appears to, uh, like she'll take advantage of because she has to. She'll take advantage of the situation and the environment. Whereas a lot of his stuff is really like high
yeah.
kicks and moves and flips and judo and aikido and shit like that. So it's pretty interesting. Again, I don't know the names of all that shit. I know what an arm bar is and I know what a wrist lock is and things like that, but like all the different kumite names or whatever the fuck you want to call it, like I don't know all that shit like Russell does. But like I said, it just definitely seems like a very uh it seems like a very technical fight on his end, and she's like fighting to survive.
Yeah, very
So
good.
you want to give a brief overview of what we just passed right here.
It's just very good sequence with
This
Kai.
is it a very good scene
So
though. This is I could have done without this. I think this is doing a little too much in
yeah,
this. Like, we've in my
because
mind
I
we've
choose to
already. I
allow
mean,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now we've already seen Kai lose his demeanor here
you hear
lessens him in
anymore.
some way. Now I get he's emotional, but this is really sort of I get it. It's like years of frustration he's finally letting out. But
Yeah,
I like the cold and calculated Kai. So
yeah.
okay, so
Back to
this
Oleg.
is really getting serious. Like this is
Yeah,
like
elbow strikes again, knee strikes, and
yep.
she's using body
Yeah.
because she's not. It's like in terms of boxing, you're not outboxing him. No fucking way.
No.
So
No.
I mean,
Woo!
it's couple. That's right there. I mean, he hits him with a few haymakers, and he just easily kicks her off. Like, okay,
Yeah, exactly. I like that. I like that. I like the fact that you noticed that.
mm,
She was given everything to him and he kind of just
no,
shrugs it off. I mean,
yeah,
no doubt he's getting hurt.
yeah,
But I mean, she looks like she ain't got much left in the tank. And he's got some good superficial cuts. And again, she's
yeah,
having to give it everything she's got and
yeah,
he's kind of just if not toying with her,
mm,
he's not going
no,
100% on her. I don't
no.
believe.
Yeah, and especially, you could say that, well, it's these kind of people where he grew up at in his kind of culture. This is, they're used to this shit. I mean, that was part of when you see like John Wick 2 and 3, like the behind the scenes, the ballerinas there and the scars and stuff, and their fucking calves are all bruised up and shit. Like these people
Yeah.
live Ukrainian mob guys live hard lives. Like this is a Sunday morning for him. It's like
They're murderers. That's what you get for making news during.
talking to the good old hood and the FBI agent. I really do have to go. Yeah, look at it. I like his truck, is all the rust on the truck and shit. I mean, the tires look new, but there's something authentic about having still a used freaking truck with rust on it and shit.
Right now. No, we're going to talk right now. I'm starting to wonder about you.
Yeah, Hood just wants to get back to Anna, but the fucking
Yeah.
FBI guy's giving him shit right now. So
Which you could say, like, Jesus, what is this all like? I mean, it's really designed. It could possibly be happening. I feel like it would have already happened, but whatever. But oh wow,
yeah,
God, she is stunning. All right, I just lost my train of thought.
it's his
God,
sister. Oh yeah.
Nola.
Well, yeah, I've met some.
The funny thing is, she's actually not Native American.
Really, wow.
Yeah, not the actress.
What's her nationality?
She's just white. She's a
Really?
white chick. Yeah.
Wow.
Because she was in a couple other movies. She was like in like a couple of those like romantic
Yeah.
comedy movies and stuff.
Well, she has a very good. I mean, dark hair. She's got a fucking tan complexion, so she damn sure
Hmm.
could pass as being native. But either way,
I don't know.
the hot.
I've banged a couple of Native American chicks. They always tend to have like a like almost like pit bull feature in their face a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like anything. There's some natives I've met look very Oriental. Surprisingly, some don't, and that's been theorized.
Just when I think that I have said something really fucked up,
No,
you
it's
go and say something
100%.
worse.
Well, they've actually, yeah,
Oriental is an inanimate object. That's like a rug or a
right.
vase. What
I
you mean
mean,
to say is
well,
Asian.
Asian Oriental,
You
it's all
piece
same
of
to me, but
shit. You piece of shit.
but
Wow.
well,
Yeah,
but yeah,
see, you're
but
gonna get
they've
yourself in trouble on that. You can't blame that shit on me, buddy.
But no, but they've done different things. If you look at Me 23 and Me and DNA.com and all these other fucking things, that why do so many family I've known they'll do these DNA tests? Why do I have so much Asian DNA inside my ancestry? I'm like, well, been theorized with the fucking continents and stuff, and the was it the Bering Plate? How people from Asia would cross over into America, and eventually the continents would split apart. But there's a lot of American Indians that look they could be of Asian descent. So I don't
They're
know.
definitely of Asian descent. That's ridiculous to think otherwise.
Well, yeah,
That's
people.
exactly what. That's not
Yeah,
a
look,
theory.
look.
That's exactly
We're
what
in
happened.
2023. People think the fuck Earth is flat. Okay,
Yeah, I know.
shit. Like Logan Paul. Yeah, what a great guy to listen to on YouTube. The fucker's got more
Yeah,
followers than me
that
and you, bro.
actress's name,
Mm,
the Nola Longshadow, her real name is Odette Annabelle. So I was wrong though. She's not white. She's Polish and
huh.
Colombian.
Okay, there you go.
She's half Polish and half Colombian, but she's not Native
Yeah,
American.
yeah.
She does a lot of what she does a lot of is the free form and Hallmark
Yeah,
Channel Christmas movies, where the female executive is burnt out and goes back to her hometown for Christmas and
yeah.
finds a guy.
Hmm.
So
She's got the rope. The rope. Oh, oh.
what are you doing with my rope? That's my diabetes rope.
Now, boy, again, and look at the strength factor. How like he just easily. I mean, she put her body weight into that rope, and he just fucking pulled his arm down and yanked her back up. Like Jesus, man.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm gonna leave the Nola Longshadow thing alone in 1 second. She is a regular on what the new Walker Texas Ranger.
Boy, look at that the strength difference right there. He
Oh,
turned that fucking that stick around and just easily
oh,
right into her.
yikes, yikes.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
who fight with passion.
Your father would have been proud to see.
Now, where did he stab her? In the stomach or the ribs? Oh, and she
It's in the
ah,
stomach. Yeah, yeah.
but
Ooh,
she
she's
got him
got him
once,
and
twice.
yeah, kidney and some vital shit she hit there. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely a kidney shot. So he's done no matter what happens here, unless
Hmm.
he gets to a trauma ward ASAP.
So all it takes is
Oh,
one little piece of wood. I should know.
poor Gordon. Poor Gordon. Oh,
Yeah,
and now the daughter is witnessing this.
sitting there smoking weed, feeling sorry for yourself.
It's fine. He's playing with Sammy.
But yeah, Gordon's just like, I'm gonna sit here and tore the place apart. Did you and mom have a fight? No,
I would
just
just like to remind I would like to remind the audience that 24 hours previous, she was a hostage in a freaking hostage situation where she was going to watch one of her teachers get sexually assaulted
yeah. Now her dad's sitting there freaking smoking weed.
in a tore up room.
You know, sometimes when the pain in my shoulder gets bad, the only thing that works.
Marijuana is given away to cancer patients, and it is a very good pain reliever. I don't care. Ask Enzo; he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah. And so is Meg if the dishes aren't done on time, am I right?
I love that fucking. I had to put that into our clip. But I'm really dying for you to tell me the truth, either.
No, she said, but
Yeah,
I'm not really dying
you
for you
know,
to tell me the truth either.
just me and my freckles.
Yeah. She's very freckly.
Yeah,
I find that oddly attractive. All right, I'm on a commercial break.
I never understood. I guess I mean maybe it's for like legal reasons. I get if they had like if they had a sex scene, but they shouldn't for teenagers. But I mean, why would you need a 25-year-old to play a 15-year-old?
Daj Boże. Mwah.
I don't know. I remember Sarah Michelle Gellar was only like 20 when she was playing 16.
Yeah,
So, which I thought was pretty old, but really is not juxtaposed.
yeah, yeah. This
I like what they did here with this flashback. They give it a very blurry. They should do this more when they do
yeah,
flashback because a flashback is going to be blurry anyway. Oh, look how they quick cut showing the old Anastasia with the bloodied up,
yeah,
messed up Anastasia.
yeah. I have to wonder too with Hood with that hat and that hair. Does Anthony Starr ever let his hair get that long?
Right. So I'm putting together that Rabbit probably found out that his daughter he wants his daughter to be in the family business, uh, and finds out she has a talent for stealing,
Mhm.
and wants her to do maybe he didn't originally want her to, but he allowed her to be in the family business because we know that some of the robberies were sanctioned. Oh, good dear God.
Yeah,
And so she partners up with Hood, but then on top of that, they have Olek is like their muscle when they go on jobs or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
What do we?
I was,
What's that?
I
Holy Jesus! Oh my
I was
God!
distracted, but yeah.
I'm
Uh,
sorry, I lost the. Oh
got
God in heaven!
got some Rebecca booty.
Some
You,
Rebecca, everything.
you know, I can't help but wonder. Maybe this is me watching TV shows too much now. But did it feel to you like the scene with the flashback? The set looked oddly familiar to Hood's fucking loft.
I think it was supposed to be that way. I think it works on 2 levels. One, it's
Yeah.
like a practical thing, but 2, it's like because she's in the loft remembering it.
Oh,
So,
could be.
like, like she's in and you saw that they quick cut showed it like the bloody version of her.
That's not what happened.
Don't lie to me.
Not lying.
Don't lie to me.
He smacked Becca. He's accusing her of banging Hood, which, truth be told, at that, well, so far since she got into Kyle's
Yeah,
house, she hasn't banged Hood. So, I mean, she's not lying.
but she is lying because of course she's lying.
Since she's been banished from the Amish people, she technically hasn't had sex with anybody yet. So,
I mean, it's only been an afternoon, bro, and it's not like she
I'm
didn't
saying,
try.
trying to find a loophole here. I'm on Team Becca.
I mean, I'm on Team Kai all day. I love Becca to death, but she's just another whore like every other whore.
Yeah, well, I'm very lonely.
So am I, but I'd rather be lonely than fucking simp for these dirty sluts.
Yeah, that's what I'm in debt for. My boy,
See what
he's
happened? It started from the very beginning. A man listened to a woman and bit in an apple, and then now we were kicked out of paradise.
yeah, true. I lost my home today. She wears that blanket
Now
pretty
she's
well.
playing she's playing the sympathy card now.
See, that's what gets me every fucking time. Chris, I almost died in a car accident.
I'd have been like, yeah, good. I wish you had died. When my ex-wife told me she had cancer, I was like, good. I
Yeah,
was praying for it every day. I was praying for your
yeah.
cancer. I'm glad that God listened to my prayers.
She's like, Chris, after 2 weeks of medication, it stopped burning when I pee. Okay, it's fine now. Like,
Yikes. It doesn't take 2 weeks of medication to clear that. It's
I,
usually like 3
I,
days. That
I
pill is
didn't.
really hard to swallow. It makes you sick. Like when you take it, it
Yeah,
just like it makes you like physically sick for a little bit.
I thought it was just me. That's why she kept gagging for it. It wasn't me. It was the fucking pills. Like,
Yeah.
I lied to myself.
I lie to myself to stay happy.
Of course, the hashtag victim. Yes, Kai
Oh,
fall
thank
for
you,
it.
Uncle Kai.
Yes, it was a bullshit reason why they kicked her out. To her credit, fucking fucked up religion. Boy, now Anna's laying there and seeing hallucinations of the bunny.
The rabbit.
I've missed you.
Leave me alone.
They were talking about is Oleg. Oleg is still kind of breathing, so he's still not dead yet. He's getting there though. Yeah, you betrayed your father.
Have betrayed your husband, your children. Tell me, is there any
Is there anyone you haven't betrayed?
I mean, it's pretty standard villain monologuing right here, but is he wrong?
No,
All
that
she
makes it
does is
worse.
all she does is lie and hurt the people that love her.
Lying whore.
You lying whore. I am the rabbit, and you have betrayed me. You will pay for this betrayal. I could write this myself. I could write all of this dialogue
Yeah,
myself.
he does play a good villain though. Gotta give him that.
Yeah.
and the fight is already lost? My
That's the sad part. Is like he's not even really there, but this is what she's telling herself. Boy, he's just yeah. I mean, she's holding that wound. I mean, fuck, she's not doing good herself. Get her to a hospital. All that caked up blood and everything. Good makeup job.
Hmm.
She's got to kill her friggin' quasi brother.
And I think he knows it too. I think he kind of accepts his fate here.
Budmo. Which earlier Hood was saying, like, what does Budmo mean? Damn, sometimes me and Wes would go 15 seconds, not say nothing. We're so into it now.
I mean,
I just
yeah.
now I can just fucking
Oh
put the footage
man.
in. Oh,
Oh
that's
my
got
god, man. They
that's
are
got
not
that's gotta hurt.
that they are not shying away from this at all. This is some brutal shit.
And good on the makeup department because this isn't CGI, I can imagine, but good
No.
practical effects with sticking a fucking stake into somebody's neck and the blood slowly coming out of his mouth and stuff. And you see his neck all fucked up.
And as aggravating as some of that other stuff with Hood earlier was, like he's dealing with the FBI, he's dealing with Rebecca, he's right. It's all of that was designed so that this could happen. Hood does not come in here. We get led to a false belief that he's going to save the day, and because he saves the day pretty immediately at first,
Yeah,
with grabbing Oleg. But they make a mistake of cuffing him behind his back.
yeah.
Where we're in a seated position where they can't see him. So
And one could argue that this is how many times we go through the whole good writing, bad writing, and yet again a strong female character where Hood didn't come in and save the day. She did, technically speaking, she had to hold her own without Hood, and she survived without Hood this time.
I think it's not only that. I mean, that's from a practical standpoint. That's what we witnessed. But I think from a story standpoint, because of course we know what's coming in the finale. I think that she had to make a choice. Where she originally wanted to run and hide and shit. Even Oleg was like, "Hey, you should run and hide again." I think this is her taking a stand.
Yeah,
She's just like, "Can you pause it for 1 second?"
for sure. Yeah, that's, I mean, there's so many different ways to unpack this, but we constantly keep talking about good writing where have a strong female character that doesn't overshadow the male character, doesn't emasculate the male character. And ultimately, yes, she won the fight. Number one, she barely fucking survived the fight. Number two, she only won the fucking fight because Oleg put her over his shoulder and planned on taking her back to Rabbit, and she caught him from fucking off guard, which stabbed him in the fucking back. But
Pause
she
the
did
stream.
not.
Pause the stream real quick.
I resume. Okay, so I'm gonna hit play and right there. So
We will edit out the technical difficulties
yeah,
later.
that's fine. So are you caught up right here?
Yes, right
Well,
about there. I
yeah,
got you.
well, that's the power of the internet and technology. We can press pause and come right back to it. And
Sure, sure. Like
oh,
nothing ever
yeah,
happened.
yep.
All right. Well, she's. You
So
know what? There is some kind of unbelievable stuff with the fight scene things in here, but I feel.
yeah,
You tell me if I'm wrong. You tell me if I'm wrong. I feel that Banshee, um, actually shows some serious consequences
hmm,
to like life or death fights and stuff. If Hood gets in a fight, he's fucked up for a little while, and a couple episodes later, if
mm,
like Anna, like she did not girl boss Oleg around, and
no,
you know what I mean. Like she got wrecked, like
yeah.
completely wrecked. So I don't know what's your thoughts on that.
Oh, 100%. I mean, it's you can't spend too much time over analyzing these fight scenes to the point where it's as long as the choreography is pretty good, it's realistic in a sense. And like you said, and we both did, she never won the fight. I mean, it's like he allowed her to last that long. And
Yeah.
she only killed him because he was trying to bring her as a prize to Rabbit, but she wouldn't have won that
Oh.
fight.
So
So yeah,
no follow up. No
I'm still well for me. It's 1 minute left. I'm looking at the credits still because every episode has post credits. Right now, I'm looking at
I
you
didn't
say
get a post credit.
right
I
here.
didn't
See,
get
look at
one.
this. It's the
Oh,
sun.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the
Okay.
sun. Because yeah, it's
Yeah,
this
I didn't
part.
get
It's
that.
the dad gets there's technically the dad's still alive when Kai sees him, so the son is there, and then the machine goes flatline. So the
Huh.
father's officially dead now. So now the son is officially the chief.
Okay.
And yep,
Is that
flatline.
how that
So
works in real life?
I mean, yeah,
It,
you can't. You'd have to like wait. It's like any kind of title. You have to wait until the person passes away.
right,
So
but it's not like any kind of democratic thing or appointed thing. Like you're born. It's like a royalty bequeathment.
yeah, and like anything, well, I mean, now it gets a lot more political where they do have a voting system. You can vote for a new chief, but I mean, if you figure if the current one is going to be passing away, it would automatically that title go on to their kid. But eventually, the council could have a new vote for a new chief to replace the son if they wanted to. So I mean, it's
Hmm.
like any kind of they do have to reelect their members like any kind of supposedly democratic system we have in our system where people do have to be voted in and stuff. So, but
Interesting.
yeah,
Interesting.
episode 8, not fantastic episode, great fight scene, and we learn later on, two more to go, that Anna will have some consequences, and we do get some more, flashbacks with these guys. Nothing in terms of storyline, nothing really advances. You could call this a filler episode for the most part, and we've always said before, I've said it plenty of times in anime and TV shows. Sometimes there is filler episodes, but not every filler episode is bad. Some are fun.
No, I I probably would not completely disagree with you, but I would probably also think like um to a certain degree, I mean, this did move a bunch of plot. I think this was a very busy episode with the because we had the Kai thing going on, we had more creepiness from Burton, we had Rebecca's storyline taking another like if there was ever any thought that she was going to be like this side character that was just this slutty Amish chick living a fake life on the farm. So
Yeah,
now she's kind of been pushed into the rest of the show. Um, we have, of course, it was big. Uh, Anastasia storyline, not so much Hood. All it really shows is that the tolls of living a double life are starting to wear on
yeah,
Hood. I'm trying to keep this as brief as possible because I know you want to keep this under an hour.
yeah,
But yeah, it's definitely a very busy episode. A lot happened. Now we have a new chief. We got a little bit of Kai. I don't know how much more there is with the I think this effectively wraps up the Amish storyline because no
mm,
longer is Rebecca tied to it, and Kai is basically gave his ultimatum with them. Was like, fuck with me at your own peril.
mm,
Like I'm allowing you guys to live here. Don't think that this is not my that like you may have kicked me out when I was a teenager, but now I run
yeah,
the show.
yeah,
So I don't recall, and I might be proven wrong on this. I don't recall there being much more Amish stuff going on, and I mean, I think they're always in the background a little bit, but I
yeah,
think this effectively like shuts down the Amish storyline. Now, again, as you pointed out, this is a reboot of our rewatch because of
mm,
technical things. So at this point, we are poised to jump into season two,
for us, yeah,
and gonna hit the ground running with that. So we've already
yeah,
effectively completed this season. This just
yeah,
brings up something that we
yeah,
already did. So it's a strange time. I think we definitely take a big narrative shift with season two.
yeah,
We're gonna have to see how that unfolds. I'm very
yeah,
happy with season two. I was not unhappy with this season. I mean, obviously, like I told you, that episode 3 is my favorite of this season and probably one of my favorite of the entire series, and we passed that a long time ago.
yeah,
Um, but I'm not unhappy with where they head with this. How well Anna would be able to realistically do in a serious gunfight after a massive trauma wound like this is anybody's guess. But
yeah,
again, uh, what it did do was take her character and say she's no longer running and hiding. She's ready to stand and fight,
yeah,
and she definitely by killing him, even with him trying to kill her, with her killing him, she's definitely severed all. Like there's not going to be any leniency given now.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
no, fantastic episode. And as people watch this, this is episode 8. We still have 2 more to go before the season ends. And I do think the next 2 episodes are fantastic. And that's pretty much it. Great episode. No complaints. Just I feel like the Hood storyline kind of said it didn't really progress much, but didn't have
Hood
to.
was very much
So
pushed into the background in
yeah,
this
that's
episode.
fine.
Yeah, kinda,
So
yeah.
all right, let's kill it at 58, and we'll just see people on next episode, which is 9.